I call Lewis Wall.
I ngā mana i ngā reo rangatira mā, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa, ngā mihi, ngā kaimahi o te whare parimata tēnā tātou. It's my pleasure to take a call on the State Sector and Public Finance Reform Bill, Part 2. I particularly want to commend the Minister for trying, I think, to make a better public service, which is the whole intention of this bill. Trying to make a better public service that will achieve some objectives such as increasing participation in early childhood education, increasing immunisation rates, decreasing rheumatic fever rates.
Order. That's not part of Part 2, and I'll ask the member concentrate on Part 2. It's about the Public Finance Act. It's not about these. It is
about the Public Finance Act, but it also is about establishing a new appropriation type, which is about multi-category appropriation. Mr. Chair, I'm particularly thrilled at this multi-category appropriation as a member of the Health Select Committee, a Health Select Committee that has before it an inquiry that's looking at improving child health outcomes and preventing child abuse.
I'll say to the member, we're on the Public Finance Act.
We are on Part 2.
We're on Public Finance Act, Part 2, and I'll ask the member concentrate on Part 2. Lewis Wall.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So what this part of the legislation is creating is this new appropriation, this multi-category appropriation, which will allow different types of expenditure to be grouped into a single appropriation if they contribute to a single overarching purpose. And I think that was the point that I was trying to make, that in fact there are a number of inquiries and work that this Parliament is currently engaged in that this particular MCA is relevant to. And hopefully, with the discretion of you, Mr. Chair, I am able to elaborate on the relevance of that within the current context. The whole Better Public Services agenda has been driven because we're wanting to achieve more for less. And so I do want to commend the government for creating opportunities for ministers to work together. I mean, that's essentially what this new appropriation type is going to allow. It will in fact break down silos. It will in fact provide opportunities for ministers to start working together to address issues such as housing, which is a fundamental driver of rheumatic fever. I've made the connections, Mr. Chair, with the relevance of this piece of legislation with the Better Public Services agenda, and from my perspective that is one of the reasons that the Labor Party is supporting this piece of legislation. We want an efficient and effective public service that meets the needs of New Zealanders, and particularly and specifically will meet the needs of those most vulnerable New Zealanders. And so in supporting this particular aspect of this piece of legislation, I think it's fair to also highlight my expectations and the expectations as a Member of Parliament for the electorate of Manurewa that this type of appropriation in fact is going to and has the possibility to improve and transform the lives of my constituents. I also would like to take the opportunity to highlight within Part 2 of the Act the changing of the requirements for information about department strategic intentions, which includes the frequency of that provision. So essentially we're talking about statements of intent. Those statements of intent currently are an annual requirement of Crown entities, and the purpose of those statements of intent, I think it is relevant to the House to note, because they very much set the strategic direction of the ministries, set by the Minister and obviously set by the government. And so within that, it's very specific about how the government, the sector and the entity will achieve certain outcomes. And so that is very much about setting the expectations and priorities. And I think it's fair that all New Zealanders know what the priorities of ministers are, what the priorities of chief executives are within that context. And so the reason I bring it up and the relevance of that to this part of the legislation is that that requirement is going to be discretionary. So ministers will choose whether they, Mr Chair.
I'm going to call the Honourable Mary Ann Street.